Hi guys, so I recently built an Enquiry to call automation system for mortgage brokers. So basically, once a lead completes an assessment, like answers a question, the lead automatically receives a an onboarding message asking them to book a call with you within a few minutes. Then it would continue sending them a series of nurturing messages until they actually book a call with you if they haven't booked a call with you already. So at the end of the whole nurturing sequence, if the lead hasn't doesn't book a call with you, then the status will be changed to code on this by coded dashboard. So I've coded this dashboard using Lovable, but you could use any platform of your choice. So to get started, you come over to Typeform, you sign up and create an account. You create a new form and you add a series of questions. So for me, I added the welcome page, then I added a page to get their contact information and some bunch of questions. So basically, these questions were recommended by Claude, and at the ending page, this was just the ending page. So to connect the response from this type form to anything, you have to go to anything, open the webhook URL for that particular event. You copy the production webhook URL, specifically the production webhook URL, and the HTTP method will be post. Then after copying the webhook production webhook URL, you come over to this particular section. Then you click on add webhook URL and you post your webhook URL and click on save. Then after that, you should ensure to switch this on. That way your response actually gets to any of them. So once that is done, it will be followed by a Supabase node. So to get started with Supabase, you basically just sign up with Supabase, then you create a new table. So once you click on create a new table, it's going to ask you for the name. It's pretty similar to Google Sheets, but it's just a different interface. So you have add the table name. You don't really have to add a description name. Then you give names to each column. It's just like giving names to each header in Google Sheets. So you give each column a name. Then you select the data type. So there are various data types like integers, JSON, date, Boolean, times text. So personally for me, I love going with text because it's more efficient. So once you select the data type and give the header the name, you click on save and your table is created. So this is the particular table I created for this workflow. So this were the headers, full name, blah blah blah. Then the status, which is at the end. Then these were data from the previous one I did earlier, and it's also been displayed on the Google dashboard. You see the data there. So basically everything is added. Then now to connect after adding the Supabase node, you basically just click on this to search for Supabase. So once you type Supabase, you will see Supabase pop up. Then click on create a row. Once you click on create a row, the that particular node will appear. Then to connect your Supabase credentials, you basically you open the node, then you click on create new credentials. And once you're done once you click on create a new credential, you come over to Supabase, you click on this particular place called connect, then you ensure it is direct, then wait, okay, you click on connect, then you scroll down and you see your host URL. Then once you copy the host URL, you come back to anything and you paste your host URL. So you make a little change to host URL. This DB and full stop, you basically cancel it and make it HTTPS then colon slash slash. Then for the service role key, for the service role secret, I mean, so you come over to project settings. Once you open project settings, you come over to API keys. So once you click on API keys, you click on this legacy a non-service role blah 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 API key. Then you see it's been shown. Then just wait a minute. So while that loads, let's go back to anything and see what we can do. Then you see the service secret. I don't want to review it. So you basically click on review and you copy it and you come back to anything once you copy it and you paste it, then click on save, then it will be successful. And yeah, basically that's all. Then you click on the particular table you created, and you would you will select the table you created, the particular table for that purpose. The operation will be create, the resource will be row. Don't turn this on. Then you map each column to the webhook response. Now to add each column, because it's not like Google Sheets where the column would automatically appear. So you click on the column you want to add, and then you click on adding the fields, select the column you want to add again, then you map it, and yeah, that's all for the Supabase create login node. Then it will be followed by a wait node, which is like wait for a few days. Then a Gmail node that would send an onboarding message. Basically, it's in HTML, and here's an example of what the mail would look like. So once the user submits their answers and finish the assessments, within a few minutes, they would automatically receive the onboarding message asking them to book a call with you. So the onboarding message would include a CTA button that will direct them to your how.com booking page. Then after that, we'll come back to that. Then you can basically just ask Claude to help you write the HTML code, and once you open the node, you map the type form response for the Gmail node. For the Gmail, I mean, then you map the response to the Gmail section. Then you add the subject and select the email type as HTML. Then this would be the HTML code that what's it called, that Claude would write for you. Then it will be followed by a wait note that would wait for a day or two. This will be for a couple minutes. Then after a day or two, it will check the Supabase node. Now to add this, you just you search for Supabase like I did earlier. Then you click on Supabase and select the operation as get menu. So once you click on get menu, you select the row you're trying to get the menu from. Then if you basically leave this like this, then you add a condition. Now the condition would be for the last column, which would be the status. So if the status is equals to not booked, then it would send them a follow-up message asking them to book a meeting. Then it would also wait for maybe 3 or 5 days. Then it would do the same thing over again. Then it would check for leads who haven't booked a meeting with you. Then it will send them a follow-up message again asking them to book a call with you. Then it will wait for maybe 5 days or any days of your choice. Then it would search through the supervised record to see if the that particular lead hasn't actually booked a meeting yet. Then the operation for this would be update row. So it's basically it's similar to what we've been doing earlier. You just search for Supabase, click on Supabase and make the operation update row. Then you select the table you want to update the row. Then select the particular column you're trying to update. So this time, we're trying to update the status column to code because the lead didn't actually book anything. So for for the to be able to extract that particular lead, you select the condition as you select that column. So if the condition would be if the status is equal to not booked, then it will change the lead to code at the end of the nurturing sequence. Now this other webhook node is basically for cow.com. Now this would get response from cow.com whenever a lead whenever a lead books a meeting with you, it will get their response. Then this is basically a code node to format the response. Now to get the code node, you can really just come over here and search the code node. Now once you search the code node, you click on the code node and kind of code you want to write for. This code was written in JavaScript. Basically, ChatGPT wrote it for me. Then you click on code in JavaScript, then you paste the code. This is basically meant to format the response. Then you would add a Supabase node that would update row. Then it's pretty similar to the one before. Then the option would be update row. You select the table coming from cow.com. So if the email being used to book a meeting on cow.com is the same thing as the one used in the assessments, it would automatically outputs only that lead, then it would change their status to basically this code node is going to output the response as booked. Then you map the response to this section, which would so that way once they book a meeting with you, the status will automatically be changed to booked. Then this is an example of the first of onboarding message. I don't know why this is not open, but let's give it a few minutes. So basically, let me show you an example of the execution. So let's let this open. So now this is an example of our previous execution. So for this particular video, I reduced the time for the wait node. I reduced it to basically seconds because I don't have time to wait for the entire day. So once you this is an example of the execution I did earlier. I'm coming. Now this is an example of the run from the first workflow, which is from the Typeform webhook node. So the response comes in, it will log the data into Supabase, then it will wait for a few minutes, send an onboarding message, then it will wait for some time, then check, get the rows to see if the leads has booked a meeting. If it hasn't, then we'll send a follow-up message, then same process again, then at the end, if the lead hasn't booked a meeting, then status will be changed to code. And I added a stop and error node here because I don't want the this last node to be running over and over again. So that's basically why you're seeing error because I added the last node as a stop and error node. Yeah. Then for this my coded dashboard, I use Lovable and basically Claude helped me write the prompt. And basically this was the my coded dashboard, and you might have to make a lot of edits when by coding the dashboard because you don't always get your expected outputs, so you might have to make just a few changes. And the people might also ask you for your host URL and your Supabase secret key. So you just do exactly the same thing we did when we were creating the credentials or anything. You do that exact same thing with Lovable. So basically, I'm trying to show you guys an example of what the mail looks like. So let me open this particular one. So for this webhook node, the response coming was, I think this was for our last data, this particular run job all. So this is the response we got from the webhook node. So it's basically a bunch of stupid response that isn't really meaningful unless you pass it. But I don't always pass it using a code node. I just map what I need. So as you can see, the if I open the log lead node, you see that the full name, the email address, the mortgage type, and basically the response from the webhook node has already been logged into the the Supabase table. So basically, it's really simple to like map it. And if you want to make it a lot more simple, you can just click on this search bar and you basically just search for the response you clicked on when you were you know asked you the question in type form. That way you just you save yourself a lot of time when building it because that's basically what I do. But if you don't want to do that, you can just add a code node between the webhook node and the log data node. That way, the code node will basically extract the name, the email, the mortgage type, and basically the answers from the question is selected. But you might have to just provide the question to maybe Claude or ChatGPT or any other AI of your choice. Then it will help you write the code. Then you add it to the code node, and you basically pass the data. Then you'll be able to map each and every single thing to the right column. Then same thing with this one as well. Then, alright, so here's an example of the first onboarding message. So I just use a random name and every single thing. So once the lead clicks on this particular CTA button, which is the book your free consultation, when they click on the book your free consultation, it will automatically redirect them to your car.com meeting booking page. Then they select on the kind of meeting they want, and they basically book it. So for the sake of this particular video, I would reduce the I've reduced the wait time to a few seconds, like I said earlier. So I just want to publish the workflow, then we'll test it out, and you see how it works. Now let me publish it. Now let's go over to the assessment page. Now basically, once your lead gets redirected to this page, they will see a welcome page that will look like this. Let's give it a minute. Then they will click on start. So once they click on start, they would write their name. So once they write their name, so let's take the quick assessment, then we'll see how it works. So once he clicks on your link, they will be redirected to a Typeform page that will look like this. Then they'll click on start, then it will ask them some questions. For example, let's ask them for, let's just put a random name, then let's put a Gmail. Okay, then we choose on the type of mortgage you're looking for. Then we choose inside. Then let's just go with anything. Employed. No, immediately. Let's just put something like maybe YouTube. Now let's go with IG. Then we'll click on submit. So once this response is received, there will be an execution. Now, if you try to, now you can see the particular response we just got. So this is that particular execution and it's currently running. So within the next 2 minutes, we would receive an onboarding mail in our Gmail that would ask us to book a meeting. So let's just wait for the mail. So you can see that particular wait note is executing. So it's going to wait for maybe you're going to wait for 2 minutes, then we send an onboarding message, Alright, so after 2 minutes, we just received an onboarding message from the recent node, and let's check what. So it basically include our name, then this is the CTA button I was talking about. So once the person clicks on it, um, so the second workflow is going to be waiting to run. So let's try to book a meeting before it starts getting the rules from Supabase. So once we click on the meeting we're trying to book, then let's just to see this. Let's give it a minute. Then we will get redirected to brokerscow.com page. Then you click on the kind of meeting you want. So I went for the 15-minute meeting. Then we choose a date and time that works well with us. Then this will basically be the Gmail we used to answer the. Then we will paste the Gmail, and we would add the name. So let's just go with the name we added earlier. So just click on confirm. So once you click on confirm, the other workflow with the car.com webbook trigger would get triggered. Then the data would, okay, you can see that particular second workflow. It's already running. So that second workflow would automatically change our status on Supabase to booked. So if you open this dashboard, you will see the name. Let's try to. Okay, you can see the name already. So this is the name, the Gmail, the details, the status is already booked because we actually just booked the meeting. So if it wasn't booked, we would keep on receiving series of follow-up messages asking us to book a meeting. So let me show you an example of what the follow-up message looks like. So let's come over to this. I think this is an example. This is an example of what the follow-up message looks like. I think this is the first follow-up message. Then if we click on it as well, it will direct us to the car.com booking page that will book the meeting. Then this is the second one. Yeah. So basically that's all about the workflow. So if you have any question, just comment down and I will definitely answer you. So please don't forget to subscribe, like and share. So I'll catch you guys in the next one.